Hello, my wonderful art students. First, I want to apologize that today's art lesson is so late. We happened to get really bogged down with work today, so, well, later is better than never, right? So today we're going to be creating the alcohol ink feather painting. I'm going to show you how to draw a feather and then how to paint it in with alcohol inks. Hope you enjoy. For today's lesson, you will need a paint palette or plate and alcohol inks. If you don't have alcohol inks, this project does also work with watercolors or acrylic paints. We have paintbrushes, a pencil, and rubbing alcohol if you are working with alcohol inks. First, what we're going to do is we are going to draw the feather. So to draw the feather, we're just going to draw a really nice curvy line, and then we're going to add the feathers. Now, if you look at a feather, you'll notice that the feathers go upward. You can make your feather smooth or you can make it have jagged edges, totally up to you. I find it very important to use a pencil when I am starting out a painting. Reason being, we can erase what we do with the pencil. We can't erase the inks when we put them down on the canvas. So to some degree, some canvases are really well sealed, so you can soak them in isopropyl alcohol and you can rub the whole painting off if you work hard enough at it, but we don't want to have to do that. So we want to draw our template for the feather in pencil. You can erase any mistakes that you make. You can sort of get a concept of how you want it to look or practice on a sheet of paper beforehand. I made mine have jagged edges. I feel like it adds some nice detail to it. And then you can, if you'd like, add some lines going out toward the edges. And what we're going to do now is we're going to choose what colors we want to paint with. So I have flamingo here, purple twilight, turquoise, citrus, honeycomb, and one of my favorites, a mixative. This is rose gold. Now, you might remember when we did the alcohol ink tiles that I had suggested not to use too many colors because if they mix together, they will turn brown if you have too many. This is a little bit different because we're painting with alcohol ink. We're not blowing the inks around. So you have a little bit more creative freedom with how many colors that you are using. So now I'm going to decide what color I want my feather and what color I want my background to be. It's usually best to go with contrasting colors. So you could do warm colors for the background and cool colors for the feather, or you know, like yellow and green for the background and pink and purple for the feather. So something that makes it set apart from the background and not blend in too much. And I'm going to dip my brush in the alcohol. It's what I have is 91% isopropyl alcohol. And then I'm going to put some ink on my little tray. And I'm going to start painting in the background. And the darker you want your colors, the less alcohol you will have on your brush. So if you want it a really solid, nice color, you don't have to put any alcohol on your brush. When I say rubbing alcohol, it's interchangeable with Mixative from Ranger Inks. I use rubbing alcohol just the same. And I'm just taking my brush and going along the edge of the feather and trying to blend it out as I go along. I'm going to take my second color and start blending it in with the yellow. I think I'm going to go with a dark color in the corner and around the edges. So we'll go blue to green to yellow, and then I'm planning on making my feather pink and purple. Once I filled in my background, I decided to take a dark purple around the edges of my feather and then a lighter purple going inward, and then I plan to add in some pink in the middle. I'm going over the edge with a very small paintbrush and a dark purple to define the edges so they don't blend in too much to the background. What will help with this as well is when we go over it with a Sharpie at the end. And you don't have to go over it with a Sharpie, You could just leave it the way it is if you like how it looks. And then for the center, I'm going to use a metallic alcohol ink that I have. Sometimes I paint with just using the bottle. If you have paint pens, that's a really fun way to fill in these paintings too. And then we're gonna let it dry and go back over it with a Sharpie marker. With the Sharpie, I'm going to outline the feather and add some designs. Some other things you can do if you find the look of the painting to be a little too blah for your taste is you can take some paints, some alcohol inks, and splatter them a little bit to give a cool look. You could also add a quote to your painting. You could do an inspirational quote. Maybe in this bottom corner I might put one, or up here put an inspirational quote, something that means something to me. Now that it's dry, I'm going to take my Sharpie and start outlining my feather. Now you can leave your feather like this outlined, or you can choose to add a design in it. For example, if you'd like to start adding in some swirls, and you don't have to fill the whole thing up with a design. You can just fill up the bottom part or a certain section of the wing with a design. Well, thank you guys so much for joining me today. I'm so glad that you did and happy that you've chosen to subscribe and follow our art lesson channel. If you haven't subscribed already, please do so. Click that subscribe button and the bell to be notified every day when we post new lessons. Here's how my final piece turned out. I'll probably add a quote at the bottom. I found a pretty cool one by Emily Dickinson that I think I'm going to add to it. So I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. It was really fun to make, and I hope you guys had fun too. We're going to continue posting pictures every day of our art lessons, so just comment below with your artwork to be entered in for a giveaway for our First Kids Art Club subscription box. You can win that for free, which is super exciting, on our Facebook page, The Rustic Orchid Sign Co. Tomorrow we're going to be painting eggs. If you don't have regular eggs, I actually found it really difficult to get eggs at the store right now. You can use any type of egg, whether it's brown or there are actually craft eggs at the store that you can buy, so you don't need to use real eggs. We're going to be painting those tomorrow, so that's going to be really fun. On Monday we're creating a oil pastel solar system, so that's going to be really awesome. And then the rest of our schedule is going to be posted this weekend on our blog, so be sure to subscribe to our blog, wildfreeandcrafty.com, and make sure you're getting notifications whenever we make a new post on our blog. Then you'll see our lesson plan coming up and any of our supplies that we recommend. Now, feel free to use supplies that you have at home, but if you have the means to do so or want to purchase new art supplies, we'll have that supply list ready for you. Thank you guys. Have a wonderful day, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye.